Next up, movie number 2 is Bury Me When I'm Dead. What a great title, Bury Me When I'm Dead. Very film noirish title. And this movie does have film noirish flourishes. The movie's directed and written by Patrick Clement, who is also known as Seabold Krebs, which is interesting. On IMDb, it says Seabold Krebs. When I interviewed Patrick Clement with with two other actors, actresses Charlotte Hope and Mackenzie Leigh, he was actually on the Zoom as Patrick Clement, but on IMDb he's Seabold Krebs. However you want to say his name, you have two chances. But Bury Me When I'm Dead, it centers on this dude named Henry, played by Devon Terrell, a man whose life spirals out of control because he is failing to keep his wife's dying wish. His wife is Catherine, played by Charlotte Hope. Catherine is dying of brain cancer. And Catherine, she has a simple request. They own some kind of flower shop, and they have plans to go to California and all of these things. She is one of the earth. Once she is diagnosed with brain cancer, she says to her husband, Henry, I want you to bury me when I'm dead. Bury me into the earth. I want to be part of the earth. I want you to put these pills in me. Seeds. I think they're seeds. I think she also wants him to plant seeds in her. It's weird, but she is so really into nature that her big dream is she wants to become one with a tree, right? So she wants to have things grow out of her dead body, which is, some may say that's morbid. Some may say that's cool because you're giving. Is that morbid to you, Eric, or is that giving to the earth? Thinking
No,
more
do
about.
like do they did what's his name at the end of Fosa?
Oh yes, I forgot. See,
He
again,
became one with the tree.
you remembered that, and I completely forgot about that ending, and that's a great ending. Okay, that's all she wants. Here's the catch, though. Catherine comes from a very rich family. Her father threatens Henry, and he says, if you don't bring her body back home after she dies, and you do not follow my wishes, you're not going to get the condo. You're not going to get the money that you're owed. You're not going to get any inheritance after she dies. So Henry is thinking, I don't know, Eric, if you had those choices, you married someone who's rich. She comes from a rich family, and she's saying, Eric, I want you to bury me when I'm dead. Or if you follow her wishes and she passes, you're not going to get all that money, that millions of dollars that's promised to you. Isn't that a hard decision for you to make personally?
Really, if someone wants to be buried when they're dead, you just bury them.
But
I guess I don't understand the.
but her dad is saying that if you don't bring the body back, you're not gonna get any part of the inheritance. What would you do if you're burying your loved one and she wants to be buried into the earth? And if you follow
Oh,
her
she wants to
wishes,
be buried immediately?
she wants to be buried when she dies. Okay, when she
Yeah.
dies, so she goes to their childhood home, which is
So is the
somewhat.
dad not going to bury her? Is he just going to hang her up on a rack or something?
Her dad just wants to bury her just normally in a funeral home, and you can take her to a funeral, have a plot. He wants the body back to the house. And if what happens is she wants to be buried in the earth next to the childhood home. I know that sounds confusing, but she wants to be
It
one with the
sounds
earth.
overly elaborate.
Yeah, no, but anyways, he wants her body back, and he said, and if she doesn't go, the body doesn't go back to the family, then he's not going to give Henry the inheritance. What happens is
Yeah.
Henry decides to say, I need money. I don't want to be cut out from the family inheritance. So he accepts his father-in-law's demands. And instead of accepting Catherine's demands or requests, when she dies, instead of burying her into the ground, he takes her and he goes back to the parents of Catherine, and they have a standard funeral. And what happens is Henry is double crossed by his father-in-law. He doesn't get
Wait,
the
wait,
money.
back up a little bit. So he buries her and then exhumes her and then brings the body. Is
No,
that
he personally doesn't do it. He just has the paramedics take the body. He
okay?
calls the ambulance, and then what
All
happens
right.
is the body is now in the charge of her
Oh,
parents.
okay. I thought you said he buried her where she wanted to and then just dug her up and then brought the
Oh,
body.
oh no, he
See,
was
that's what you do. Then you get the best of both worlds.
exactly. Oh, that's a very good point. But he was, I don't know, you might think it's a cowardly act. It might be a business act because now his wife's dead. Maybe he wanted the money. It could be understandable. It depends how you, dear listener, actually falls in this morality trail. But the ultimate situation of Bury Me When I'm Dead, it follows Henry's decision, that fateful decision. What happens? What are the consequences of him actually doing these situations? He is also involved with Rebecca, who is played by Mackenzie Leigh. She is a co-worker in that flower shop that they all owned, and she is also possibly in a relationship with Henry as well. So it's possibly a love triangle, weird film noirish situation, running at 90 minutes on digital and VOD. This is a movie that will split people right down the middle because I have a feeling Bruce Perky will not like this movie. I did like this movie because it's a very insular, just you're really in Henry's head and his space for 90 minutes, and it's not very elaborate. The dialogue is not very elaborate. It's a very interior type of drama. And I don't think you'd like this as well, Eric, if you saw it. It's very subtle, but I really enjoyed where it went. And the director, Patrick Clement, he could have gone with these film noir genre riff tropes, which you were saying that you wanted with St. Clair. But for this movie, Bury Me When I'm Dead, I appreciated the personal approach that Patrick Clement, or AKA Seabold Krebs, went with Bury Me When I'm Dead. My big warning for Bury Me When I'm Dead is, again, it's a very insular, introspective look at Henry's possible downfall, or it's a morality play, just couched with just intermixed with some really good performance by Devon Terrell, Charlotte Hope, and Mackenzie Leigh. But solid movie. Bury Me When I'm Dead, VOD and digital, July 18th. I'm giving it 4 stars. It's one of those movies that I kept thinking about it afterwards. There's also this actor, Mike Houston. He plays this guy named Buck, and Buck lives near the childhood home of Catherine, and he's a hunter.
What did Buck come to do?
Buck does a lot of things in the movie, which I can't mention, but he's a hunter. He has a place out in and it's not a rhymes with situation, but Buck lives out in the wilderness, and he's a very good guy, and he has a very interesting monologue in Bury Me When I'm Dead. Initially, when I saw this movie, I was thinking, okay, yeah, 3.5 stars for me, but you just let it marinate a couple of days later, and I'm still thinking about Bury Me When I'm Dead. So again, 4 stars for me. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.